This is not a hideout for creme of the Yellow Hills. This is the Whatnauts, a pop culture variety podcast where we discuss the media we love and a whole lot more. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Melissa Wilkinson. Melissa, how are you?
I'm well. It's very hot outside, but when isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Can I briefly tell you about a movie I saw? This is not a full cinema corner. I just need to share a single line of dialogue. I went to see the movie Leviticus, which is an Australian horror movie. You've seen the trailer?
I've seen the trailer, yeah.
Okay. So there's these two boys who are getting together, and their religious parents force them into this sort of crazy conversion ceremony that turns out to be like truly cursed and occult and makes them be pursued by a demon.
Yeah.
And when the ceremony is starting, the priest asks one of the boys, "How do you feel, my son?" And he says, "I'm cold. It's kind of cold in here." Like trying to like just brush all this off. And the priest smiles and says, "Cold. That's good. There's glory in all temperatures."
Melissa, there's glory in all temperatures.
Which is something it's such a strange line, but I have been thinking about it. I'm like, that character is not right in any other aspect of what it is they do in the movie. But that line of dialogue has been food for thought for me. Like, there is glory in all temperatures. There's not one that was not made by whatever higher power you believe in. You know, it's not like God made 95 degrees and then stopped there. And when humanity invented a 96 degree, it was a terrible act of rebellion. Like, no, he made all of them. They're all here. They're all for something. They're all good in some way.
It's 74 in all temperatures. There's no glory in that temperature. That's like the one.
Exactly.
Come on.
There's some. You can find a little something in every day. So
it feels like a response
just been thinking about that.
When you don't know what to say, but you're like so like you have to have some kind of religious response for everything, and so you're just glory in all temperatures. You can find it. You can do it.
What have you found glory in this week, Kyle?
Oh man, what have I found glory in? And so this is not on our notes, but I will say that I played through Alan Wake 2 because the studio that makes that video game, they have another video game coming out in September. And they did this really cool thing where they put out Alan Wake 1. They had already been experimenting with other stuff and like different types of mediums in the video game format. They do a lot of like live action stuff mixed in with like regular game play, like puppetry and music and all sorts of stuff. But they made Alan Wake 1. It was kind of rough around the edges. It's very Stephen King inspired, very Twin Peaks and the Twilight Zone.
Is that the one where he can't find his son?
No, it's not that one. But
is it Heavy Rain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely different studio. But then I never played that game right away. And they came out with a different game, Control, that I loved. I thought it was fantastic. That's a lot more X-Files-y. Like you go into this, there's this building that's like constantly shifting around. There's all sorts of weird things happening. It's fantastic. That was more my speed. But of course, later on in that game, you start to get some hints that, wait, maybe this takes place in the same universe as Alan Wake. And at that, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I maybe will go back and play Alan Wake now, even though I don't really like horror games and stuff like that. And so I finally did, and I played Alan Wake 1, went back and replayed Control, and then I was like, okay, now it's time for Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is really freaking good. It's incredible. Just the amazing way that they mix in like video games and real life footage on top of one another, and it's really good. That's what I've been finding glory in. Glory to Alan Wake 2. Anyways, We got a jam-packed show for
We
you
do.
this week. It's going to be our annual trivia episode. That's going to be the main chunk of what we do here. Where do we want to position things? Do we want to sandwich it in between stuff? Do we want to get everything else out of the way at the start? Or do we want to save that for the end to like cool off?
Yeah, let's cool off with our pop culture news.
Yeah.
This trivia is so hot. Yeah, it's such a high, glorious temperature is trivia.
Indeed. So yeah, let's jump into our trivia. Then this is an annual tradition we do. First time here on this new like relaunched version of our podcast. We have done trivia for the past, I don't know, 6-7 years, 8 years. Through a bunch of our podcasts. I think it's all on the Captain's Log feed. So yeah, Melissa, this is usually your bag, so I think you always like to start these off.
No,
if I'm not mistaken,
I have
you don't.
ended every single one of these. I always go last.
I have such a bad memory, and I know we have this conversation every time too. I'm like, Melissa, you want to start it off? And you're like, no, Kyle, stop asking me.
We have been doing this since 2020.
Wow.
This is our 7th.
Good stuff. Cool. Well, yeah, I can go. You hit me about like 10 minutes before we got on, and you were like, I'm making mine into Google Slides. I was like, oh, damn it. Because I thought of that like yesterday. I was like, we should do something like that. And then earlier today, when you were like, can we push recording back like half an hour? I was like, I guess if I was gonna do it, this would be the time that I just did it. But I'm like, she's working on something else, so I'm not gonna make this and have her be unprepared. So I'm not gonna make mine. And then
I made a last minute pivot and did not prepare you.
So I don't have like Google Slides, but I think we should do that going forward. Next year, we should write all of our slides out on cards. So if there is like an accompanying picture or something, right? You know, you can
or you can literally write it on a card and just hold it up to me. I'll take that too.
Yeah. I just have big poster board cards. That'd be great. Good stuff. All right. Just hit the little button to mark that as trivia has begun. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, Melissa, I got 10 questions for you here. And then, of course, we have a bonus round that we can do at the end here. Let's start with the World's Fair. The World's Fair has been around for 175 years, the first of which being the Great Exhibition in London in 1851. But which Formula One track was built on an island that was made for that country's World Fair?
Okay.
Is it A, Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates? Is it Suzuka in Japan? Is it Quebec in Canada, or the Canadian Grand Prix, as we call it? Or is it Miami in the United States?
Oh. I'm going to go Canada. I know. They've done a World Expo. Is a World Expo the same as a World's Fair? Are you going to trick me here? I'm still saying Canada.
You are correct. Yeah. Yeah, it is for, it was originally for Expo 67. Or Expo 67, right? But that's the joke. Yeah, when I heard them say that this was Canada's race last year, when I heard that, I was like, oh, I should write that down for trivia. They said it was the World's Fair. And when I looked it up, it seemed like they included Expo 67 in the midst of that. I think they just call them different things.
Right. I think when there's no longer cotton candy and it is more like a conference, they stopped calling it a fair and started calling it an expo.
So you are correct. Yeah, the track at Quebec in Montreal is built on that island. That's what they use it for now. So
there was another expo in Montreal in like the 80s. Mm-hmm. And they built the Mick Barge, which is a McDonald's on a boat.
Interesting.
That's the formal name. The formal name of this was the Friendship 500, but the Mick Barge is what everybody called it.
Amazing. I don't know when they built this track exactly, so it may have been after that or something. That's not a bit that I looked up. I'm sure I saw the date as I was researching this, but wasn't keeping track. Question number 2. Pop culture today loves a good cameo, especially from actors or other creatives like directors, if they are playing themselves. So which of these actors have not appeared as themselves in a movie? Is it A, Cate Blanchett, B, Bill Murray, C, Margot Robbie, or D, Al Pacino?
Okay. The men I know have definitely been themselves before.
Okay.
Margot Robbie is much younger. I'm simply stating a fact. I can't, like, there could be something lost deep back in the Blanchett filmography. It's just not as easy to lose something in the Margot Robbie filmography because there is less of it.
Sure.
This is a great question. Thank you for asking this. Which of these 2 blonde Australian women has never played themselves? Simply because of her age, I'm going to say Margot Robbie.
Okay. Incorrect. She apparently appeared as herself in The Big Short. Just for a quick little scene there. Yeah. Cate Blanchett is the one that has not. She apparently has a role that she does not ever want to appear as herself.
She's a chameleon.
So yeah. So good one though. Bill Murray, of course, plays himself in Zombieland. Al Pacino plays himself in a movie called Jack and Jill. Yeah, which I
Dunkachino.
I don't remember if you told me about or not. Like I saw the description of that and what happens in there, how he like has to seduce God, what's his name in full drag?
It's Adam Sandler playing his own twin sister.
Right, yeah. So I was like, that's a weird movie. And then I was like, has Melissa told me about that? Well, I have like a vague notion of maybe you mentioned it at some point, but I don't know. On to question 3. Now, I often do my best drawings when I'm just kind of zoning out and doodling. I often like to say that I do my best drawings while I'm in math class because I'm usually just not paying attention and I'm zoned out, But Google also likes to do their own doodles and create alternate versions of their logos to commemorate different events, both big and small. What was the first ever Google Doodle?
Great question.
Was it for Thanksgiving, 1998? Was it for the Burning Man Festival, also in 1998? Was it for Happy New Year's, Y2K, in 2000? Or was it for the Olympics opening ceremony in 2000 in Australia?
I feel like if it was Y2K and everybody was so on edge, and even something as small as the Google logo changing, that would have thrown people into a panic. So I don't think they would have tried it then.
Or it's like, hey, we all might die tomorrow. Here's something new, right? The world is gone tomorrow. None of you will see this. You said the Olympics ceremony? Incorrect. It was actually the Burning Man Festival.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently, a bunch of the employees went to the festival, and so as a out to lunch message, they put the Burning Man logo sitting behind the Google logo as a hey, if for some reason the site stops working, it's because we're out of the office. And then I think the Thanksgiving of 1998 was their second that they did there.
That's cute.
Yeah. The Burning Man Festival. Interesting. Here's one that I just had to throw in there for fun because I heard this and was like, this is ridiculous. I need to put this in there. Sir Mix-a-Lot is a rapper best known for his song Baby Got Back.
Yes.
But surprisingly, he's also really into CB radios. So true or false? Sir Mix-a-Lot goes by the CB handle Prime Minister. Would that be his handle, or would it be something else? True or false?
Now I have to wonder, where is he from a country with a prime minister? Has he been Canadian this whole time and I never knew it?
I think he's American. I don't know. Could be wrong when we look this up.
I'm going to say false because I feel like you found another rapper who's also into CB, and this is Old Dirty Bastard CB radio name, not Sir Mix-a-Lot's at all. I think that's the game you're playing because Sir Mix-a-Lot has to talk to somebody on the CB radio.
He is from Auburn, Washington. Yeah. Melissa? Unfortunately, incorrect. That is his CB handle, Prime Minister. I was hoping you would think it would be like Anaconda or something like that, you know? But
good for him.
Yeah. Apparently, he got into them when he was really young, and he fixed one up and started using it and stuff like that. So I just thought that was neat because how
cute.
Often do you hear about a celebrity being like, and you know what, I'm also into CB radios. Good for you, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Good for you.
This is how Tom Hanks has one of the world's largest collections of typewriters.
Sure.
And when he when he does a project with you, he'll it's a big honor if he sends you a typewriter. He sent Austin Butler a typewriter when they were doing Elvis together.
Amazing.
So they would typewrite letters to each other in character as Elvis and Colonel Tom Parker.
That's great. Sticking with one more true or false here. Question 5 is, the word laser originated as an acronym. True or false?
Yes.
That is indeed true. It is light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Something I did not know. I just thought it was always laser, and that was it. Someone was like, "That's a good word. Let's
underwater
make it a word."
laser apparatus.
Cool. Question number 6. This is a good one. This is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Melissa, last year, I asked you which world leader was the voice of Paddington in their respective country. It turns out it was Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, who voiced him in Paddington 1 and 2. I just thought that was a fantastic one. So this year, I am here to inform you that 2 Formula One drivers also have voice acting credits to their name. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz both voice the same character in their respective language version of which animated film? Cars 3, Luca, Lightyear, or Inside Out 2?
Ooh, this is good.
It's a Disney and Pixar movie that they're
Yeah.
both in, and they both play the same character.
Cars 3 is from 2017. That seems slightly too early. The only one of these movies I've seen is Luca, and Luca is fixated on a vehicle. It's a moped,
Sure.
not a race car, but it's close enough. I'm going to say Luca.
Luca is not correct. Thankfully, you also did not fall for my Cars 3 red herring.
Right.
Because I was like, Cars, have to put that one in there. It's Lightyear. Around the 26-minute mark, there's a scene, which I have not seen this movie. There's a scene where I think Lightyear is in jail, and there's a guard that comes to visit him. And it's that character. And they have like 2 or 3 lines, and then... Yeah.
Okay, so who voices it in like the original version? Is this a joke? Like,
it's just like some side character. It's like not an important character. But yeah, I don't know if they had if someone in Pixar or Disney was a big Ferrari fan, because this was when they were both teammates on Ferrari.
Wow.
So I'm assuming that just like, hey, for the like Italian and Spanish dubs, like you guys can just voice this character. You each have like 2 lines. There you go.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That is a true shocker.
Yeah.
I love a trivia night where I don't do well because I am learning so much. So thank you.
At least that's what I try to do. If it's one that I don't think you'll get the answer, I want it to be interesting enough where you learn something.
Yes.
You're just like, oh, yeah, cool. That's awesome.
And I feel like it makes sense 7 years in. We've gotten to the level of granularity where we are citing specific timestamps in movies neither of us have seen.
Right, yeah. Well, because I heard this when I was writing this question. I only heard about Charles Leclerc being in that. And when I looked it up, it was like, no, actually, Carlos Sainz did it also for the Spanish version. And I did find a YouTube video about this, I think on Formula One's channel, where it is Charles Leclerc talking about like, yeah, I got to voice a character. Like, here's how I relate to Lightyear. He's always pushing the boundary, right? Like, it's all that stuff. And you get to hear him say to infinity and beyond in the vocal booth in Italian.
Meanwhile, Liam Lawson stands crying outside Pixar headquarters until they make a Cars 4 and he gets to be in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Got a great idea. What if they go to New Zealand in the next one?
Exactly. Continuing with the connection to Paddington. It just happened, okay? I didn't plan this. Continuing with the connection to Paddington, Ben Whishaw, the English voice actor for Paddington, also has a role in which spy franchise? Is it Mission Impossible, the Bourne franchise, James Bond, or Spy Kids?
Do you think I suffered an intense head trauma? You think I don't know? Is this a trick answer where it's like, yes, of course he is Q in James Bond, but also he was in Spy Kids? Are you tricking me? Is this a punked?
No, I did not know this. Or I did not know that, like, when I saw him in this role, that's who he was.
Oh.
And then, like, I saw the spy. You haven't said the answer yet, which you can go ahead and say the answer. Yes, yeah, it's James Bond. He plays Q in the Daniel Craig James Bonds.
Heard of him? Yes. He was my phone background for a while when I was
That's so
counting
funny.
down to when No Time to Die would be released. I had like a character shot of Q where he's like, and it's like a Q solo character poster for the movie. And I put this on the background of my phone in like early 2020 when the movie was still going to be released in March. And I'm like, I'm going to keep this until the movie's released. And then COVID happens. And I'm like, it's gonna get sad if this is my phone background for two straight calendar years.
Wolverine meme of him looking at the picture.
I forget what he's doing. It's some sassy pose. It's very funny.
That's great. I did not know that's what that actor's name was. I did not know him from anything else. So I happened to watch. There's also the recent Netflix show Black Doves. He's in that.
Yes. Yes, I've heard that's very good.
I was like, who is this guy? I recognize him from something. What else has he been in? And it was like, oh, he's the voice of Paddington. I was like, no fucking way. It's like, this guy's great. And then he's like, he's also in James Bond. I was like, no way.
This is the closest we've come back to red and blue make purple, where you're shocked. You're bringing me information I am deeply like. I'm so familiar with this. I know this like my own family line, and you're like, have you heard that this thing is this thing? I'm like, yes.
Well, let's go to something so ridiculous you probably won't know this one. What does Formula One driver Oscar Piastri and fictional corporate raider Gordon Gekko both have in common?
Oscar Piastri also owns a robot?
He has a robot butler. No. Do they both have a species of animal named after them? Do they both drive McLarens? Do they both study finance? Or do they both have the middle name of Kirk?
Kirk. Such a funny middle name. I don't know why somebody would have ever written down what Gordon Gekko's middle name was.
Maybe they asked him in an interview or something, you know?
You're positing that there is, I presume, a species of gecko named after Gordon Gekko, or you think that geckos were not discovered until after the release of the movie Wall Street, and they didn't have any name at all?
Named after this movie?
I'm going to say that they both study finance.
Oh, you were so close. They both have a species of animal named after them. There is a species of gecko named after Gordon Gekko. And this year, Oscar Piastri had a wasp named after him.
Gotta name something.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Wasps are fast, I guess.
That question worked out. Initially, this was only about Gordon Gekko. And I was just like, you saw the movie. I still haven't watched it, but it was just such a, like, what an iconic character name that you just can't forget. And so I was like, I'm just going to put something in about him. I'll figure it out later. And then, like, in a quick, like, Wikipedia search, it was like, oh, yeah, by the way, he also has a species of gecko named after him. I was like, that's my trivia. And then Oscar got a wasp named after him. I was like, huh, what do they both have in common?
This is wild, this information that you discover.
Yeah. It really helps to, like, spend the entire year just, like, taking notes of, like, ooh, that would be a good trivia thing, you know? So there you go. That was my 8th question. So on to number 9. There are some wild names for certain parts of the tracks at Formula One venues. Which one of these is not true? the Senna S, 130R, Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel, or the Schumacher Straight?
Oh.
This is one I don't know if you would know or
Right.
not, but
I feel like they've no shortage of things to people to name things after. Like maybe something was called 130R 30 years ago, but since then they found a guy who's good at driving on that part of it and they've named it after him now. So I'm going to say it's 130R.
130R is turn 15 on Suzuka. And I don't remember off the top of my head why it is named that. It is something about the like turn radius. It's like 130 degree turn or something like that. So incorrect. It is not 130R. It is the Schumacher Straight. There is, however, a Schumacher Turn, which is turn 1 in Bahrain, and the Schumacher S, which is in Nürburgring in Germany. But the most ridiculous one, in my opinion, is Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel. That's a real name for a section of Silverstone in England.
Oh, who's shocked?
And then the Senna
an incredibly
S,
Silverstonian name.
Right, yeah. And then the Senna S is turns 1 and 2 at Interlagos Circuit in Brazil. So, this brings me to my last question. Number 10. In the wake of the Great Depression in the 1930s, popcorn became everyone's favorite movie snack, as theaters were looking for new revenue streams and ways to entice people to come out and watch movies. 60 years later, in the 1990s, Disney introduced novelty popcorn buckets shaped like Mickey Mouse at their theme parks. Today, novelty popcorn buckets are sold for almost every major movie blockbuster. What was the first novelty popcorn bucket sold at movie theaters? Is it Mjolnir for Avengers Infinity War, R2-D2 for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, Olaf the Snowman for Frozen 2, or Sonic for Sonic the Hedgehog?
These are all more recent than I would have thought. I will say Olaf for Frozen 2.
Incorrect. It was R2-D2. Oh. This is the one that kicked it off in 2019.
Really?
Yeah.
You thought they would have done that in like the 90s for episode 1. He was holding Pepsis. You go to the 7-Eleven, there's an R2-D2 this tall full of Pepsi. You can't fill him full of popcorn?
I
think that big?
What we got is what you're like your standard cardboard buckets with just like pictures on it. Like that's the stuff
I did have
that
one
we
of those.
Typically got. But yeah, it was
Shapes
R2-D2. Yeah. For The Rise of Skywalker in 2019. And since then they have taken off. I think they did like 3 of them that year in 2019, and then starting in like 2020 or like nowadays it's like we have 40 different movies that all have their own unique thing, and they all sell for like $50 or like $80. It's wild.
Want a popcorn bucket for Clayface, and the bucket is just shaped like a melted flesh lump.
Do you really want that?
Just like a sad, I would love a bucket that's just like sad, melty Clayface, and I eat popcorn out of his head.
Good stuff. How do you want to do the bonus round? So we want to save them till after you've done your questions, or do you want me to go ahead and do mine now?
I don't know. Do you think yours is a real blockbuster? I thought we just run. Typically, what we do is we run everybody's questions all the way through.
Okay,
we don't intersperse them really.
I'm fine with that. Let me pull up the link and share this with you. And put it here and there. Boom. So you can pull this up, and I'm also going to pull this up on screen.
I have to request access, Kyle.
What?
Grant me access.
Oh.
Let me in.
Gmail. Gotta do everything. Where's the thing to, yeah, yes. Share. Editor. Okay, and you should have that now. Melissa, welcome to the pit.
Thank you. This is great. Look at him.
How can I?
So
can
many
I zoom in a
kinds.
little bit here. 150. That's what I want. I don't want that side tablet here. Yeah, welcome to the pit, Melissa. What I'm going to have you do for part 1 here is take your best guess. Arrange these. There's a small second half. It's a 10-part question. No. Arrange.
This is the rest of my life. You're going to do this to me every year. You will force me to reorder all of Brad Pitt's movies in gross order.
Yes. So I have 6 movies listed here. They all have Brad Pitt in them. And I need you to arrange these 6 movies in order of highest grossing to lowest grossing. And I left you spaces here for these 6.
Okay. Is the bonus question that I have to identify all these pictures of Brad Pitt and what movie they're from?
No, because there's some that I think are in this picture that aren't the 6 that I have.
No, I know that here. Because like if I can identify them, what do I get?
I don't know. I don't know what one that top right one is.
Oh, I feel like that's probably a Meet Joe Black, but it could be a Legends of the Fall.
Yeah, it's definitely that era, and I don't remember the name of this one front and center in his like.
That's Burn After Reading.
Yeah, I remember like that trailer for whatever reason is just burnt into my head as he's like, he's like,
yeah.
So here are the 6 that I have written down: Bullet Train, Fight Club, F1, Ocean's 11, 7, and Thelma and Louise.
Is this worldwide gross?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's say F1. Ocean's 11. Bullet Train. Fight Club. Okay, so my guess is F1 with a bullet, followed by Ocean's 11, then Bullet Train. Not a well-remembered movie, but like watchable enough. I feel like there were billions of people worldwide that were like, yeah, I'll see Bullet Train. And Fight Club, 7, and Thelma and Louise.
Okay, now I will reveal part 2 here. Get rid of the highlight. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Match these dollar amounts to which movie you think it goes with. Does that change your order at all?
Oh, I do like this. You know I'm a nerd for this stuff.
The numbers that I have written out here, on the smallest one I have is 45 million, 101 million, 239 million, 327 million, 450 million, and 552 million. Melissa immediately put the 552 up there with F1.
Right.
Has 450 on Ocean's 11.
I don't remember if Fight Club or Seven came first. I forget the order of those two. I feel like whatever the second movie is in that series might have gotten the bump based on the success of the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I always get those two flip-flopped in release order.
Okay. All right. So you have them all written out here. Is this your final answer? Do you want to go through your thought process or what your numbers are here?
I am confident enough. Number one, I'd be surprised if F1 is not number one. That did such good business worldwide. Bullet Train, I think, also large international cast, probably also did quite well worldwide. But I feel like Ocean's 11 made a real mark when it came out, and it came out at the height of movie stardom for Brad Pitt and George Clooney and Julia Roberts and all of these people. And I feel like that would have had, those are internationally recognized stars. It's a glitzy, glossy heist. Like, it's fun. I bet that thing traveled. Yeah. Fight Club and Seven are both gnarly, like R-rated adult movies, but they do have a buzzy edginess to them that would have made them like Hot Topics. Holy shit, have you heard of this thing? Go see it.
Right.
Thelma and Louise, that's the sort of movie that I wonder if the box office I assigned to it, which was $45 million, is too modern of a thinking. Where like maybe it would only get that much now, but yeah, when it came out in like the late 80s, oh no, that was like in the top 10 movies for the year. Everybody loved Thelma and Louise. Right, yeah. We all saw it. Like, I might just not be in the right generational headspace. I might be underestimating that one. I don't know. Go ahead and give it to me.
Okay. Well, you have the top two correct. F1 is his highest grossing movie at 552 million. Ocean's 11. I don't know if this is his second highest or not. I started my question with F1 as his highest grossing. That was going to be its own regular question. So then I just picked out 5 other randoms here. So Ocean's 11, you got correct, 450 million. I will say you also got Thelma and Louise correct.
Oh,
okay. 45 million. Okay. The other three, Bullet Train, Fight Club, and Seven, you did not get correct. Seven was the one at 327 million.
Damn.
That did pretty good. Bullet Train was 239 million. And it was Fight Club with only 101 million. Fight Club was apparently a flop at the box office. And it kind of got cult status after.
Okay.
So interesting.
Interesting.
Because yeah, I would also think
you.
like, oh, Fight Club, that's one of his most iconic, like that, had to have made a bunch of money, but no. 101 million.
Very educational. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the pit. Melissa, you have survived the pit.
I'm a doctor now. I have my medical license.
You've heard of the pit. Get ready for the pit. Good stuff. Good stuff with all of that. Anyways, Melissa, I'm going to toss it over to you because now it's your turn for questions. I'm also going to pull up this presentation you got here.
No, this is just a generic Google Slides presentation template. It's nothing fancy.
That is A-okay. So, Melissa, first things first, I need you to, top of your lungs, scream your title.
Show me the
money! Your microphone clipped on that. Cut out halfway.
How do I get it not to? Yes, that is my theme this year, is the big buckaroonies. These are questions about most expensive thing, highest grossing thing, certain pop culture things that are going to net you big royalties for years and years to come.
Cool.
All right. Are you ready to progress? You're driving the slides. Let's go to slide number 1, question 1.
Okay.
This is a very funny companion to the question you just asked me.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, we've called this Show Me the Money, a quote from Jerry Maguire. So I thought I would ask question 1. What is Tom Cruise's highest grossing non-franchise film? So this is not Top Gun, Mission Impossible, Jack Reacher, his cameo in Austin Powers and Goldmember, none of those.
Sure.
Standalone original films. Is it War of the Worlds, The Last Samurai, Edge of Tomorrow, or Rain Man?
Ooh. I haven't seen Rain Man, so I don't know the content of that one or how
Mm-hmm.
good or bad it is. But I do remember
Mm-hmm.
being younger that like Rain Man was a fairly popular movie. I
Mm-hmm.
think. Um, I remember the kind of catastrophe that was the marketing for Edge of Tomorrow. So I don't think it's Edge of Tomorrow, but it is based off of a manga. And so I'm wondering if that does well internationally.
Mm-hmm. And when I said non-franchise, I just meant in terms of the films. Like maybe
Right.
it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
based on a thing and there's more of that original source material. I didn't get that deep.
I remember when The Last Samurai came out. Oddly enough, I think that it didn't hit for me. I never saw it, but I was at the age where that should have been like a PG-13 Tom
Mm,
Cruise action movie.
right.
Like I was of that age where I should have been like, that sounds cool, and I just wasn't interested. And that was, I think, one of the first examples I heard of like just another white savior movie. Who knows? I'm gonna go with War of the Worlds because that one is one that I saw, one that I didn't like, but literally everyone that I have ever heard talk about that has been like, that's a damn good movie. I like that one. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so something is wrong with me. I think people really like
I
War of the Worlds. I'm
I
gonna go
did
with A.
just rewatch War of the Worlds right before Disclosure Day came out.
Mhm.
War of the Worlds it has like some pacing issues, but like the things it's good at, it is very good at. Like
Cool.
it does hit a little harder than you would think. Not perfect. I think it's still in like the quote unquote lower tier of Spielberg's, but still quite strong work. Check it
Yeah.
out. Revisit it. You are correct. It is
Oh
War of the
yes.
Worlds. And these answers are given in descending order of box office. These are his top 4 non
Wow.
franchise films. Rain Man made $412 million worldwide. Rain Man made more money than Minority Report at
Amazing.
only 358.
Wow. Yeah. If you had put Minority Report, that probably would have been my guess.
Right, right.
Interesting.
All right,
All
let
right.
us go to the next slide.
Question number
Question
2.
2. The first contestant to win $1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire happens to share a name with what famous director? This is just a random guy who is good at trivia and was the first millionaire on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and coincidentally has what director name? Was his name John Carpenter, Michael Bay, James Cameron, or Peter Jackson?
What an event. I remember this happening on TV. It like must watch TV to see this guy win $1 million, and I don't remember his name.
Mm-hmm.
But like now that you mention, I do remember it being like a real plain name, and it just so happens that all of these like incredibly famous directors just have these like really plain name: John
Mm-hmm.
Carpenter, Michael Bay, James Cameron, Peter Jackson. um I'm gonna go with. Oh man, I'm gonna go with James Cameron. I don't know if that's
It is
correct though.
John Carpenter.
That was the other one I was gonna pick. I was between those two. Ah, okay.
I watched a
Close.
YouTube video later on in the show. When we take a break, I'm going to dig up the link and send it to you so I can properly cite the channel that put this out. But it is a walkthrough of this whole arc of episodes of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it is full of John Carpenter film references where they're like, the thing about this guy's game is he's a
Great.
real Prince of Darkness. It's better than that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Question 3. Kay Callan, who we just saw playing the sweet old lady in Widow's Bay, she has had a decades-long career popping up on TV, and she's been playing a senior citizen for most of her adult life. Her longest stint in TV was playing which old woman? Was she Jessica Fletcher's best friend on Murder, She Wrote for 79 episodes? Was she a nosy neighbor who wished she could be the fifth Golden Girl for 41 episodes?
That's great.
Was she Martha Kent on Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman for 87 episodes? Or was she the voice of Aunt May on Spider-Man, the animated series, for 62 episodes?
God, I was looking at your slide on my screen, and I saw Kay Callan. At first, I was like, I have no idea who that is.
You do.
Then the next thing I saw was Spider-Man, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Man, we did a pilots episode or a pilots club episode on Murder, She Wrote. I've only ever seen that first one.
Right, and many shows have major characters who aren't in the pilot. They come in a few episodes in.
Yeah.
So you don't know.
I don't know. I haven't seen any Golden Girls. Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. Also one I did not watch. She could be a good Martha. But my heart says Aunt May. I'm going to go with my heart. My heart says Aunt May.
Okay. Oh, you were so close. She was Martha Kent. You know what other old woman role she has played? Do you remember in Knives Out, where the old man who dies has an even older mother, this like wizened old lady in a wheelchair who does not move or speak? That's Kay Callan. So like 7 years ago, she was already playing the oldest woman you've ever seen.
Yeah.
This woman's longevity is incredible. Yeah. Keep it up, Kay Callan.
God, I love the scene. I'm not gonna spoil stuff for Widow's Bay, but there is a scene where a character is at her house and she like just gets off the treadmill. She's like, "Oh, I just did 2 miles," and he's like, the character that is there, it's the main guy, it's the mayor. He's having to do something that he does not want to do while he's at her house, and he just like sees her get off the treadmill, like sweating, working up a storm. She's like running up her steps and like skipping steps, and it shows his face, and there's just this look of defeat in his face. And if you know what he has to do, you know why he's defeated in that moment. Because he's just like, oh, I don't know if I could get up those steps that fast. like that is like what I think he's thinking in those moments. Like, how is she doing this?
She's gonna outrun me.
Yeah. So, good stuff. Not Aunt May, but Martha Kent. Good stuff. That was a good one. Question 4.
Speaking of Mays and Marthas, let's go on to question 4. One of the iconic songs from the musical Fiddler on the Roof is If I Were a Rich Man. A prominent actor was rehearsing for that role on the stage while he was filming a villainous role for a superhero movie. Which villain can be seen in movie outtakes singing If I Were a Rich Man on set in full villain costume? Was this Alfred Molina while filming Spider-Man 2? Was this Oscar Isaac while filming X-Men Apocalypse? Was this Jesse Eisenberg while filming Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice? Was this Ewan McGregor while filming Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn? You have 2 Marvels and 2 DCs to pick from.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't see Jesse Eisenberg doing a musical. So I'm going to say no to Jesse.
More on that later.
I'm sure all of these guys have been in like stage productions. I just don't envision him being a singer. I'm going to go with Alfred Molina because I vaguely remember something about him being in musicals or something.
You've got it right. There is an excellent clip of him fully Doc. The arms are out and he's in front of a green screen and it's this close, dramatic, threatening zoom in on him. And then he just goes, if I were a rich man, da 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 da.
That's great. I love it.
I'll send it to you. All right. Question 5. Many movie franchises have a licensed Monopoly game, but I found a surprising number of Monopoly editions specifically just for one sequel film. This was as if there was not a general Batman
Right.
Monopoly, but there was specifically Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Monopoly. And I was like, this isn't a fluke. This keeps happening. I read a big list of licensed Monopoly editions, and I'm like, why are there so many of these?
Yep.
So which of these movie sequels did not have its own specific Monopoly edition? Was it Cars 2, Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, or Die Another Day?
First, I feel like Jay and Silent Bob feels like a red herring because of just like, that's ridiculous. Why would there be a Jay and Silent Bob Monopoly? But then I think about it and that kind of really makes sense. Everything from the gas station that you could buy or the video store in Clerks to the mall and like just that whole like
but again
universe, right?
These are not franchise entirety. They narrowed down to the confines of a singular film and said, yeah, we can pull a whole Monopoly out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, like that it feels like they could surprisingly do something with that no one would have thought of. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. I don't know why, but I just feel like that's one that like, no thanks.
No, it did. It
Damn
did.
it.
The red herring here is Die Another Day. There are many Bond monopolies. I did not see any single Bond movie that has its own monopoly.
I gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, James Bond Monopoly was like, that makes sense.
Right.
And I wonder if they would want to do one for like every era of like, here's a Sean Connery one, or here's, but not a Die Another Day one. Okay.
On to question 6. In 1995, The Simpsons aired the two-parter Who Shot Mr. Burns episodes. Kyle, have you seen these?
I maybe have, or I've seen clips, but
Okay.
but again, Simpsons is not my show.
All right, we'll work on this. You don't need to know anything about the episodes for the purposes of this question. Who Shot Mr. Burns prompted real betting odds from Las Vegas casinos on who the culprit would be. If you placed a $1,000 bet on the person that turned out to be the real shooter, how much money would you have made? Was it $2,000? You placed a bet on somebody with 2-to-1 odds. $10,000, $70,000, $100,000. So all you have to try to guess is, did the actual person who shot Mr. Burns, was it apparent enough that they had 2-to-1 odds, 10-to-1 odds, 70-to-1 odds, or 100-to-1 odds?
I know Simpsons has a ton of characters.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, it kind of would almost make sense for the numbers to be higher, right? It could be any character from The Simpsons, but I feel like you also can't put all of those characters in a two-part episode. That's one of the things that like a mystery show or movie kind of helps you out with, is it like narrows down the playing field a little bit to be like, let's focus on these characters, even if they don't explicitly say that. Like, it's usually not the like, and we've never shown this in like this character for either of the two episodes until the last minute. So I'm gonna go B, 10-to-1, or the
It was
10,000.
70-to-1 odds. That is the obscurity level of the person who shot Mr. Burns. That's all I'll tell you. You will. I want to talk about these sometime. I'd love to do an episode where we just talk about Who Shot Mr. Burns parts 1 and 2.
We'll have an episode. God, what do people call them when they have their PowerPoint thing and they just info dump on all of this? Like, people have parties where they do stuff like this, where like everyone has to make like a 10-minute PowerPoint of your thing.
I would love to find people who have never seen this before, show them the first part that ends on the cliffhanger, be like, okay, break for dinner, get your notebooks out. When we come back in an hour, give me your argument for Who Shot Mr. Burns.
Right. Yeah.
I wish I was a teacher and I could make children do that.
That'd be fun.
All right, let's go on to question 7.
All right.
Which of the following actors did not have a minor supporting role as a vampire in the Twilight movies? And you will notice the list of options I have provided you. These are all actors who featured in a TV show that you and I watched all of for the review show. These are actors we spent good, long, mini seasons quality time with. And 3 of them were Twilight vampires. And the third time it happened, quietly to myself, I'm like, that's the third time that's happened. And so I've kept this in my back pocket. One of these days, I'm going to ask you if you can identify them. So which of these actors did not have a minor supporting role as a vampire somewhere in the 5 Twilight movies? Was it Rami Malek, Lee Pace, Christopher Eccleston, or Eddie Gathegi?
Oh, man. I haven't seen any of the Twilight movies. I thought there were only 3 of them. I didn't know there were 5.
No!
5. So that blows my mind. Man, what's funny is that each of these actors are so, like, have such a look to them.
Yes.
But Christopher Eccleston seems like the one that like least has the look that like he could be a vampire. But he also could be. I just don't know if I see him in Twilight. Whereas like Rami Malek, sure, I can see him being like a weirdo vampire without his shirt on. Lee Pace, heck yeah, he's in. You know, Edie Gathegi, he has that look. I'm sure he could do some like wild thing with his eyes. I don't know if
these are some eye guys for sure.
I don't know if I remember anyone mentioning Edie. I mean, I don't remember anyone mentioning any of these actors in relations to these movies because I did not care about these.
Minor supporting role.
But I know Edie Gathegi not only from For All Mankind, but X-Men First Class, in which he was just unceremoniously killed, and it still pisses me off. But I feel like in that conversation, I would have heard that, like, oh yeah, he also has a small role in Twilight or something like that. I didn't hear that, so I don't know. I'm gonna go with Edie Gathegi.
All right, that's very funny you said that because he actually has the largest role. He is in multiple Twilight movies. Your red herring here was Christopher Eccleston.
That was gonna be my next one.
I was wondering if you would narrow in on him being the oldest of these actors, and
that's
like,
kind of what I was thinking.
Right,
like,
if
he's
you
not
would be like, I don't
ilk.
buy an old vampire. Why aren't they all young hotties? Get this old man out of here. He's a narc. That's not a real vampire.
I mean, what if like the father became a vampire and he wanted his son to not die, so he made him become a vampire, but he was still like young enough that his son is the young hot one, whereas he's just like, hey, Dad. Don't embarrass me in front of this human woman.
It was a lot of fun to pick out actors who could or could not be vampires. I was like, can I spin a yarn so convincing to get you to believe that Noah Emmerich was a Twilight vampire? Who can I get? How much smoke can I blow here to distract you?
God. You'll hear me. Well, I actually don't think I wrote it down in our cinema corner, but I just restarted watching Foundation on Apple TV, and Lee Pace is in that. He's the emperor of this like big space empire,
of course.
And they do this thing where he clones himself every so often. But there's an old one, a middle-aged one, and a young one. So it's three different actors.
Me this.
It's three different actors, but Lee Pace always plays the middle-aged one, and he's being this like weird space emperor.
Oh, he's so
great.
Good at that.
Yeah.
What a specific guy to try to match at different periods in time. That sounds hard.
Yeah.
Twilight, a movie series where everybody had their favorite hottie and everybody fought about whose hottie was hottiest. The answer is Lee Pace. I'm sorry, Robert Pattinson, Taylor Lautner, Jackson Rathbone. I'm sorry. Lee Pace is the winner.
I
the
was
rest
team.
Of you can sit down.
God, what's the voice actor that voices Optimus Prime, like the main guy? His last name is
Frank Welker.
No, I think isn't his name Peter Cullen or something that?
Yes.
Yeah. So when everyone was like, "Are you Team Cullen or Team whatever?" I was like, "Yeah, Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime. I'm Team Cullen."
I've never seen that before. I would love to see a T-shirt with a picture of Optimus Prime that says Team Cullen underneath it.
That feels like a shirt you would run into at one of those party pack games where you draw the art or like a random
that's
phrase, and it gets matched up. Team Cullen.
Yeah. That is a good idea for the next time that I have to play the T-shirt dojo game in the Jackbox party pack. I did see a web comic once of somebody walking up to somebody else and they have a shirt that says Team Edward, and it's like, oh, you're a big Twilight fan, huh? And then the person moves their arms and you can see that their shirt says Team Edward and has a picture of Edward James Olmos.
Yes. Also a great one.
Let's bring these back. Let's start doing this. A shirt that just says like Team Edward, but it's a picture of Edward Norton.
Amazing. Okay, question number 8.
Question number 8. The first YouTube video uploaded by one of YouTube's creators was me at the zoo. What animal was featured? Was it a zebra, giraffe, lion, or elephant?
My brain is telling me it was either a giraffe or an elephant. And I don't remember. I'm going to go with elephant.
That's right.
Oh, hey.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah. I did it.
Fun little factoid. All right, let's go on to question 9. We had a lot of movies and TV. I thought, let me throw in a music question. What is Spotify's most streamed song of all time? Is it Blank Space by Taylor Swift, Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, Blinding Lights by The Weeknd, or Butter by BTS? Which B song got an A+?
Man. I don't know if Billie Eilish or The Weeknd have the global popularity that someone like Taylor or BTS might have.
Mm-hmm.
BTS, though, could also be very specific. Even though they're super popular, is that only in Korea and America? Taylor Swift feels like a shoo-in, so I'm sure she's probably up there. But how popular is she in foreign markets? I don't know. I'm going to go Blank Space by Taylor Swift.
The answer is Blinding Lights by The Weeknd.
Wow.
Taylor Swift is the #1 streamed artist.
Sure.
BTS is the #1 streamed musical group. Everybody listed above them was a solo artist. Birds of a Feather is also on the list of like the top 20 streamed songs of all time, but it is like 18. But
okay,
yeah, The Weeknd takes it at #1.
All right.
And for our final question, after all these questions about things that make money, I thought let's give you one about saving money. Question 10. What is the cheapest ticket you can buy to see Hamilton live at the Oklahoma City Civic Center running August 11th through 23rd? This is information this is vital information for your everyday life, Kyle.
Look it up, yeah. So I have been to, I believe this is the place where I went to go see Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been there before. Kind of know the pricing.
So your options are, and I did not click through to see if these include fees or not. I didn't go that far. Is the cheapest ticket you can buy to see Hamilton at the OK Civic Center $19, $42, $54, or $79?
I also know that, local politics here might not align with the content in Hamilton. I'm wondering if they've made the tickets cheaper just to entice people to get there than what I'm expecting. I'm gonna go C, $54.
No, you can get them for a bargain at $42.
42, cheaper than I thought. Because my next guess was Kennedy, $79.
That's what I was trying to tell you. Look for how little money you and Rachel can go have a great night on the town seeing Hamilton.
Interesting. Cool. Okay. Is your thing included in this next one? Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Here we
yes.
go.
You can proceed to the next slide for my bonus question. I was going to make this a visual question, and then I thought, no, I can just write this stuff down. So I kind of lazed out at the last minute. But this is a 5-part match 'em up question, similar to what you gave me. Since you got me into Formula One, I watch these races, and it is these brand names plastered all over everything. And some of them I have context for. I know what Motorola does. Some of them, like, they tell you what it is. Qatar Airways. Oh, your
Sure.
planes. MSC Cruises, your cruises. Some of these are a mystery to me. And I'm like, I keep seeing this word. I have no context for it. What the heck is this company? What does this do? So please match the F1 sponsor to that company's industry. Your sponsors are Aramco, Globant, Allwyn, Liquimolly, and Marsh. And your options are gambling, petroleum, automotive supplies, insurance, or IT and software.
Yeah. A lot of these sponsors that they get are also investors to just help them do what they need to do, whether it be technology and computers to run their thing, like IT and security stuff to like make sure no one steals all their data, as well as just like logistics stuff of like, how do we move the cars from country to country safely and quickly, do all of that stuff. Man, okay. Marsh is the only one I don't think I've seen or have like paid attention to.
I spotted them today. Maybe they're new. Maybe they're hyper regional to Austria.
Who are they on?
I don't know. They weren't on as many of the signs, but they were there. They were there today.
A sign or on like a team or a car?
These are track sponsors. Okay. So like it's somewhere along the track. I just think it was at an angle where we didn't see much of it, but it was there today.
Okay. I'm going to say Globant is the IT and software ones. I'm going to say Allwyn. Oh, man. Is the insurance. No. Yes. I'm going to say Marsh is the automotive. And Liquimolly is petroleum. Aramco is no, that can't be right. Because Aramco also feels like petroleum. I thought Liquimolly was like
like a liquid IV.
Right, yeah.
I'll tell you, that's also what I thought it was until I Googled it. I thought it was like literally a drink.
Yeah, but with liquid in the name, I am going to put Liquimolly for petroleum. What ones am I missing here?
Okay. I should have given you a way to like write this down. You can edit this, can't you? Will you just write the number next to the sponsor for me, please?
Okay, so I put there we go. No, just do the thing. There we go. Liquimolly's going to be 2, petroleum. I think I said Globant was going to be 5, IT. Like Globant or Allwyn both sound like insurance or IT and software. But I am going to say Allwyn is insurance. Man, none of this makes sense. So Marsh is maybe gambling, and Aramco is automotive. 3. Okay, these are my answers.
The correct answers are Aramco is petroleum. Globant is IT. You got that one right. Marsh is insurance. Liquimolly is a drink for your car. They make like automotive stuff.
Okay.
And all win is gambling.
All wins.
Lotteries
losses.
and gambling. Yep.
Even though there's only one W in that, 2 L's. So you take more L's than you do W's with all win.
They're preparing you. Like, it's been there the whole time. You signed the contract when you looked at the logo.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Some of these partners are ridiculous. The first bit of like Formula One related merch that I got, Rachel, was there was a sponsor. They've jumped around a couple teams. I think they're still with Alpine. It was BWT, and I think it was some
water treatment.
Yeah, it's some water treatment thing or something like that. And we didn't know what it was, and Rachel randomly asked me one time, like, what does BWT mean? And I said, bacon, lettuce, tomato. And it stuck with us. It was like a little inside joke. And so, yeah, Alpine became the bacon, lettuce, tomato boys for us. And so I bought her a shirt. I had to get this like off of Etsy or some, like not official merch, but it was BWT Racing. And it's just the BWT logo for her on a shirt. So fun little story there.
Oh, that's so funny. Every time I look at Alpine, I look at the bright blue and pink livery and it makes me think of Galactus. So like, here comes Galactus. Oh my God. The other day, I was driving behind this car that was this beautiful seafoam green color. And it had a personalized license plate that said OCNLYF. And I realized later that must mean ocean life. Because what I thought when I saw it in the moment immediately was, Ocon life? Yeah, I like Esteban too, but I don't like him that much.
Este's my bestie too, but I don't know, That's so funny. All right. Well, that wraps up our trivia portion of the episode. That was a blast. That was a lot of fun. But with that, we will take a quick break for some housekeeping. When we come back, we will dive into our cinema corner, a brief pop culture news. We'll talk about the F1 race that happened this morning. Should be good stuff. So we will be right back. We've been making podcasts and exploring the universe for the past decades here at the Whatnauts, but to keep doing that, we need your help. If you've enjoyed this show, please consider supporting us by going to our website, thewhatnauts.com, and signing up for a free 7-day trial of our Patreon, or gifting a subscription to someone you think may enjoy our shows. A subscription gets you access to episodes early and over 40 hours of exclusive content, including the most recent episodes of our Patreon first podcast, The Pilots Club. If you don't want another subscription, no problem. There's even an option to buy the Pilots Club collection as a one-time purchase, which gets you access to the newest episodes of the Pilots Club as we record them without the monthly subscription. Once again, that's thewhatnauts.com to sign up for a free 7-day trial. But one of the most important ways to support us is simply leaving a nice rating and review on your podcasting app of choice. It seriously helps us out a ton. Lastly, go subscribe to our YouTube channel for video versions of the podcast, and for any other updates, follow us on Blue Sky at thewhatnauts.com and at Threads, The Whatnauts Official. Thank you so much for your support. All right, we are back. Once again, a big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you.
And a big extra special shout out to Ashley. Ashley, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you and happy birthday, Ashley.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. That's amazing. Yeah, over on the Pilots Club, of course, we have our episode on Widow's Bay out. Next one up will be Erie, Indiana. So look forward to that. And then over on the free version, the next one we will be putting up for July is Phineas and Ferb. I think a good
Fun.
way to start the summer, yeah, with Phineas and Ferb. And this year they also started putting out a new season of Phineas and Ferb, so good for them. Let's see. Over the only other little bit of housekeeping. Interstellar is going to be our next review episode. We will be doing that mid-July. So I guess next time you hear this podcast, unless we do an emergency one in between, will be our review of Interstellar. As Christopher Nolan comes out with his next big film. You already have your tickets.
I've got my tickets 2 ways. Yeah.
Nice. 2 ways. You're like,
right. So I'm gonna see it here opening weekend, 70 millimeter vanilla. Then the next weekend, Ashley and I are going on a road trip to a 70 millimeter IMAX screen in Indiana to see it as big as we possibly can
in
the
Erie,
Central Time
Indiana.
Zone.
Wow, wonderful.
I hope it's Erie. I'll be disappointed if it's normal.
Right. Good stuff. Well, that's about it for our housekeeping. So, Melissa, let's get into our cinema corner. Let's start with Toy Story. Toy Story 5. I went and saw this last weekend. You also have this as you went to go see it. What'd you think?
Nice. I had quite an enjoyable time. I do appreciate that every time they come to the table with a new one of these, there is a thing that they are doing in that movie that they could not have done before.
Sure. Yeah. My thoughts was like, it's a solid 7. I liked it a lot. I had a great time.
Yeah.
I kind of choked up at one point, but also was like, I don't know if this was their best. I also I know there's a lot of people out there who have been like, Toy Story 5 is anti-technology and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't. It's not really.
It's quite nuanced. Yeah.
It is. There's more nuance to that, but I think the movie was also trying to do something different rather than necessarily explore technology in that way. Like, it was incorporated, but it was just like, I don't think you're gonna get that story of like, is technology as a toy good or bad? But I did have some thought, like, I think they could have explored that better, but then I was like, but yeah, that's just not the story that they're trying to tell here, so it's fine. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Go check it out if you have not yet. Go take your kids. I went on a Saturday morning and there were families galore with all of their kids and
it was
stuff.
nice.
I saw a bunch of dads in their like best dad ever shirt since it was Father's Day and stuff like that. Yeah, so good stuff there. Also, a movie that we both went to go see, Supergirl. Melissa,
yes. How did you find Supergirl?
We also covered the graphic novel that the Supergirl movie is based on here on the show, just a handful of episodes back. Go check it out. I also enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was pretty good. I don't think it was great, but I enjoyed it.
I think it makes a few smart edits to the complexity of that graphic novel. Just things like streamlining details, kind of collapsing a few things into one.
Yeah.
There are spaces where I like missed a little bit more poignancy. It is difficult to compress that whole journey into this movie. There were a lot of times when somebody says some exposition at you. Yeah. I don't think I was supposed to laugh at this. I don't think this was a joke, but I laughed very hard when Lobo appears and Supergirl literally says, "Shit, it's Lobo."
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Yeah. I snickered at that too. She was like, "Shit, it's Lobo." I'm just like, yeah, it's Lobo. Cool.
It's Lobo. This movie's now gotten the only thing I know about Lobo out of me, which is that I know that is Lobo and that's him, and I can point at him and say, shit, that's Lobo.
You certainly can. And like they did a great job with him. He's not in the graphic novel, so that was a like weird, interesting inclusion. It was like, what if we took the magical horse out of the graphic novel and replaced it with Lobo?
We're going to talk about this later. Take a movie and replace an element with Lobo.
Sure, right? Yeah. But yeah, I thought Jason Momoa was fantastic as Lobo. That is him. He was he was born to play that role.
I love that he's smoking a cartoon cigar.
Always. Always.
Like there were a lot of visual design things in this movie I liked, down to like the big fat cartoonishness of that cigar. I love that he does not smoke a cigar like I've ever seen in real life. Supergirl's hair is perfect. I like a lot of the costumes. I really love the weird like Jiffy Pop silver jumpsuit she has to wear when she's in the pod escaping Argo City.
It looks like you know the music video of the one guy who just makes those like weird noises, the like it looks like something he would wear just like this like slicked like back suit. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Great.
There's some neat production design. I like the time we spend on Krypton and within that Argo City, because I feel like so often Krypton exists to be destroyed and it doesn't feel like it has much of a personality. I like this design language. I like what they show us of Krypton. I really respect the commitment to the fictional Kryptonian language.
Sure.
Because that is such a plot point in Superman, is him translating this message from his parents that's in this language he doesn't know. I like that for this, they're like, well, we invented the language and we're going to use it. And David Krumholtz is not going to say a single word in English.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I liked how this film looked a lot. I think I was not expecting to get as much on that like weird space bus that they're on. Like we get that in the comic, and I remember you kind of commenting like, this is fun to see this like grody alien space bus thing where everything is too cramped and stuff like that. Yeah, like I was kind of expecting them to gloss over something like that, but it was neat that they put a fight scene on that bus, and like one of the, I don't know if I can say fan favorite because I haven't really seen anyone talking about him, but I liked the little bus driver character and the little floating guy
Seth
that was
Rogen.
there. Yeah, they're fantastic. Loved them. Hope
we
to see
like
more
little
of them
guys
down the road. Yeah.
Babu Frick, him.
But yeah, it was interesting the way they did kind of condense everything. I don't know if having Crypto remain poisoned throughout the entire thing is kind of worth it for the movie, because in the comic books that gets resolved without you knowing it. It's there if you pay attention to be like, wait, they've been gone for months at this point instead of like 3 days, so something is up here. And then she was like, oh yeah, he got healed like a long time ago, and that was never like her true motivation to do stuff. Whereas I think keeping him poisoned, even though it was only for 3 days, I don't know if I haven't put much thought into if that changes her motivation at all, or if that changes what that story is trying to say. But I don't know. It was fine. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if the only thing I don't know if I liked was maybe the song choice and the slow motion bit at the end there.
It's startling. It is a song that we know, a song that we grew up with, and it's shocking that it's like, oh, this has already reached the period of sad, slow acoustic cover for emotional resonance. It's like, we're here now with that song.
I just don't know if like it emotionally resonated with me at all. And it was just
Mhm.
like, well, this is a weird song
Right, it
choice.
seems
I
like
don't
it's
know if
like,
I agree
"All
with
right,
that,
time for a
but
song now." A lot of points in the movie were like, "Time for this now. We're gonna do this now. All right,
it
sit
felt
down."
I think with a bunch of the marketing with like Supergirl being a little more punk rock than what Superman appears to be. Oh, we all know there's the line from Superman about
He's very punk rock.
rock. Yeah. But she is more visually so, and she like
Mhm.
she even like starts the movie off with the like, I don't give a damn about my bad reputation, that that's that. I was expecting a song more along those lines, like some kind of woman lead singer punk
Sure.
rocker
Yeah.
to like have a song to this big action fight scene, and that was like the complete opposite of what we got.
I
uh,
I could have used a more cohesive soundtrack. They play a little bit of a, like, Great Modest Mouse song when she's getting on the bus. I'm like, "I like this song. I'm happy to hear it in a movie." It's
sure.
extremely weird that it is here now, and also, like, you don't play enough of it, and it
Yeah.
exists for so short a time. I'm like, "Did we need a song to bridge this, like, little bit of connective tissue?"
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think that stuff makes it a bad movie by any means. I still had a great time, so I enjoyed it.
Mm,
Melissa, I have a couple of TV shows that I want to
yeah.
mention real quick. First of all, Man on Fire on Netflix. This is the Netflix adaptation of the Denzel Washington
Mhm.
movie. Fantastic stuff.
Okay.
Really, really enjoyed that. I always never remember his name. It's Yahya
Okay.
Mantine the
That's what I was
second,
going to
or
ask. Is this
something.
a Yahya? Yahya Abdul Mateen the
Abdul
second.
Mateen. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, he's in that. He's fantastic. I loved it. If you know the plot of Man on Fire, there's a younger girl that he's protecting. I believe her actress's name was Billy Boulay or something like that. I was really impressed with her. I would love to see her in some more stuff
Mm,
down the road. She's fantastic. But worth checking out if you want some good action uh, stuff on Netflix to watch. And then I have also started watching Star City and Sugar on Apple TV, or Sugar season 2, I should say, since we've both watched the first season. Have you started to check out either of these?
no, I have not yet.
Okay. Won't spoil stuff. I still really love what Sugar is doing stylistically
Mm,
with what they have there. Um, Star City was a lot different from what I was expecting. It's a very
okay.
different show.
Huh.
If you don't know, Star City is a spin-off of For All Mankind, that is showing the Russian side of things, which was kind of one of my bigger complaints of the earlier seasons of like, we get the stuff that's out there publicly on the
Mm,
news. We might get one or two characters that say like, oh yeah, they're from the Kremlin or something like that, or they're KGB. Um, but we don't really get the Russian side of things. We don't get
mm.
like mission control in Russia here. And so I was expecting more For All Mankind, but just set in Russia. And that's
Yeah.
not really what we get. It is, but it's not. This is a like Cold War Russian espionage show.
Nice.
It's slow. It's a slow burn show. Um, and it starts out with what feels like a KGB like arrest. This scary looking woman comes to this other woman's house. It seems like they're arresting her, or at least like taking her in because her husband did something.
Mhm.
And she's like, the closer and closer they get to Star City, to mission control, she gets more and more panicked of like, I didn't do anything, my husband didn't do anything, I swear, like this is not what it looks like, we didn't do we didn't do a thing. And by the time she gets there, she's crying as she's walking into mission control, and it's like, what is this about? I don't know. And their like the Reese Ethans, who plays like
Ooh,
the
I like him.
main designer, yeah, of all of the like space shuttles and stuff. He's there to be like, this is not a bad thing. You're here to witness history, and it's the moment the Russians beat the U.S. astronauts to the moon.
Oh,
Um, but then they kind of gloss over that. There's new details we learn about them. The first woman that the Russians put on, like, there's like, oh, we only saw what they put out publicly, but
yes.
here's some interesting stuff that happened behind the scenes. But that happens really early on in episode 1 to be like, okay, we're setting it in that time period in the like early 70s, like late 60s, early
Okay.
70s. But yeah, it's a slow burn espionage show in a way that I was not expecting. The most recent episode that came out on Friday, just harrowing and like so tragic and harrowing.
Oh, I
The
like that.
only other things I will say, there's one creative decision about the show that I really do not like. I think it was a
Hmm.
bad choice. Everyone in Russia speaks English, which that part I don't mind. But
Sure.
because they're all there in Russia, I would at least want them to speak with Russian accents. Nope, none of them. They're all British or
Yeah.
Irish or Scottish. It's all like European English accents, and it's
I
not Russian. And the reason why I have a problem with that is because there's scenes where they go to Paris and
uh-huh.
they either speak French, or when they're speaking English, they have French accents.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's one character who comes in later, who is a scientist from India, and she's speaking English, but she's from India and she's speaking with an Indian accent.
Mm-hmm.
But literally no one in Russia has a Russian accent. None of them. Not one. It's baffling to me, and it's just
I
like this. What is happening here?
th- this is a extremely
It's
different, extremely difficult problem to solve. This is the Kobayashi Maru. Like, do you force your actors through like the language training, the accent training, and then you have to like, maybe this show just did not have that much pre-production time to get them through that training, and it's like we'd rather them speak how they naturally speak, and then they can focus more on the performance as opposed to like
yes.
the technical details. Like, there's not a way that makes everybody happy. I accept that. It's good. They're
I
gonna sound like what they're gonna sound like.
I understand there are some complications right now, especially with Russia's war with Ukraine. You probably
Mm-hmm.
don't want to hire Russian actors. That might, blow back negatively. But yeah, I can also see this like sensitivity of like, hey, maybe we didn't have as much production time to spin this up, so we would rather them stick with their own accents rather than putting on like bad fake Russian
Yes.
accents. But it is a detail that is just like, oh, I like, it kind of takes me out. um, Last thing I will say on the show, I think the events that are happening in Star City is connected to the teaser that we got at the end of this most recent season of
Oh,
For All
cool.
Mankind, uh, in a way that I was not expecting. So I will not say anything else.
Okay. Okay.
So there you go. That's what I've been up to and watching.
All right. Do you want to take a brief check in on Bingo
Oh yes, and
for
pull up.
anything that you and I have both watched and are both talking about in the same at the same time? So this will be the movies we talked about today: Supergirl and Toy Story 5.
Mhm.
Let's see if these check off any of our bingos. Hot new
Yeah.
gizmo.
What was the hot new gizmo?
The toy, the
Ah,
lily pad.
Sure.
herself,
Yeah.
the main character
I
in
can
Toy
update
Story 5.
my motorcycle quota to 2 of 3 for Lobo's
Mm-hmm.
motorcycle
Lobo
there.
and Duke Kaboom.
Oh, you're right. So that would be 3. 3 of 3. I
You're
hit
done. You're done with motorcycles.
it. Woo! I'm all motorcycled out.
I got a
Amazing.
pig and a cow. I got a pig and a horse, but I don't think I have a cow.
No plot relevant jazz. No, you don't have jurisdiction here. No spaceship AI. No one was cut in half by Buzz's laser.
That would have been fun.
Because it's just a little light bulb that blinks.
Did we get a stack of heads peering around a corner? That seems like an extremely Toy Story thing to have.
We probably did, yes. I'll
just go ahead and give it to myself.
Because if it's not like the handful of like Buzz Lightyear action figures all like looking out of something to see if the coast is clear, you know, them looking out of a closet or something.
Obsession makes you ignore your family. We put this on here in the spirit of like a detective solving a cold case, but I guess a little girl getting too into her tablet also fits.
It's not even just that little girl.
It's all human.
Point of like everyone is looking at computers and phone screens and yeah, stuff like that. Let's see here. Any actors from Lost in Toy Story? I don't think so.
Not that I can summon off of the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't think so. That might be it for me. I just filled out my motorcycles and that was kind of it.
I'd give you like romantic soft focus.
Where do I have that one?
Under Deal with the Devil. You know, that's actually when Buzz and Jessie kiss is one of the most romantic kisses I've seen in cinema in a while. I'm not lying. I liked it.
I don't think I have that on mine. Are you looking at
You
yours?
do have it. It's next to plot relevant jazz.
You're right there. Yeah. Okay. Romantic soft focus. And that's for when Buzz is looking at
right. And like there's that like light, the headlights shining behind him. And like every time it's imagination vision and the girls are playing and it's done in like that sort of oil pastel and they're always playing like a ballroom dance or a wedding or something. I'd count that.
Okay. Well, there you go. That is an update for my bingo card. Anything else on yours, or are you done? You done too?
I think I'm good. I think that's what we didn't really get anything out of Supergirl.
Not really. At least nothing that we didn't already have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Cool. There we go. I will say there is something on your card that you will potentially get if you keep watching Sugar.
Oh, jazz? That seems extremely jazz.
Actually, no. Because I don't know if it's plot. I mean, there is jazz happening, I'm sure, but not plot relevant jazz.
He probably touches some grass. That seems like him.
Let's just say it's something you've been waiting for
It's
a
set in
long
Los
time.
Angeles. There's probably a mariachi band.
I will say it's something you've been waiting for a long time.
Shea Wiggum? Is he here? Finally,
maybe.
I can release myself from the curse of Shea.
Character actor Shea Wiggum. Yeah, he's in season 2 of Sugar.
All right, you've given me the cheat code.
Cool, good stuff with all of that. I need this back up so I can look at our notes still. Cool. So that is our cinema. Oh, you still have 2 more things on Cinema
Live
Corner,
entertainment. I went to go see Hairspray at the Muni. A really extravagant, big production starring Richard Kind as Edna Turnblad, which was such a hoot to see him live. Whole
Amazing.
cast really high energy. I was there on opening night, and they had the composers of the stage musical there in the audience,
Wow.
including songwriter Mark Shaman. I tried to make this into a trivia question, but I couldn't come up with enough smokescreen fake answers to hide the real answer for you. Would you like to know what song you know that Mark Shaman has written?
Sure.
He wrote "I Could Do This All Day" from Rogers the Musical.
Amazing.
I also went to the circus. I went to Circus Flora, a St. Louis institution. One of the few St. Louis things I'd actually never done before.
That's cool.
This thing rules. This was so fun. So many different kinds of stunts. The most dangerous things I've ever seen with my own eyes, but also it's also family friendly.
Sure, yeah.
Just, I don't know how these people do this over and over again and remain alive and build a whole circus family where they have kids and grandkids who do circus stuff with them.
Yeah, don't tell that to Dick Grayson, but sure.
I was thinking a lot about Dick Grayson while I was watching this, that he, every once in a while, that character will do a flip, but it's or a jump or whatever. But they don't spend, if he's a whole life, his whole family line, everything he knows up until Bruce Wayne adopts him is circus stuff. And I'm he doesn't go back to circus stuff. He does not continue to support the circus arts once Batman adopts him and he ostensibly has some money. He doesn't start the Dick Grayson Foundation for kids who want to flip real good.
He does go back to Haley's Circus every now and then. Though it's often they'll often do a storyline where it's rough times for the circus. No one goes to the circus anymore. So Haley's Circus is shutting down or something. It's stuff like that. But yeah, still just in general, he is the acrobatic one of all the Robins and stuff like that. He's a little flippy McFlipperson.
The world of circus seems so much more interesting than what little of it we get, which is The Greatest Showman, and then small segments of Batman movies. We need a whole multi-generational, heart-wrenching family drama about a family of tightrope walkers from Focus Features. And I don't know why we don't have that.
They tried to do The Cape, a superhero TV show, right when all of that stuff started kicking off.
Yes.
And his home base was a circus. And that's how he got some of his training, was to, all of his superheroics was backflips and stuff like that. So
you know who has a circus background, who has a background with this exact specific circus, and in fact was a special guest ringleader the day before I went there, not the day I was there, the day before.
John Hamm.
Britt Lauer. Britt Lauer from Severance.
Wow, okay.
Yes,
fascinating.
She grew up in Illinois, close enough that she would come to St. Louis and work summer theater jobs, and she was she's a graduate of Circus Flora.
Interesting. Well, good stuff.
Britt,
let's head over.
Help us. Bring circus to the big screen. Talk to your friends at Apple TV Plus. Get them to do an entire circus-based TV show. It's been long enough since Carnival. We're ready for it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Do a TV adaptation of The Greatest Showman, but it's gender swapped and it's a mini series or something.
The Greatest Showwoman.
Right, yeah. Anyways, let's get on to our pop culture lightning round. Not too much to talk about. You added on 2 things.
I do. I will explain these if you don't know them.
I want to talk about this Digger trailer because I saw this before Supergirl. This was
Me
the
too.
weirdest, most bizarre movie
Yes.
trailer I have
Yes.
ever seen. And you know what? I don't like it. It was fascinating, but man, I just like, what a move.
Yes. So I will say, I saw this. This was released a few days ago on YouTube, and I thought that's where it would live. I was shocked to see this played in theaters before another movie, because this is, I think, a normal enough format for a YouTube video, but extremely strange for a theatrically released trailer. Digger is a movie coming out later this year starring Tom Cruise, and it's they've had very little to show us about it yet. I think it's this big, bombastic, like special effects movie. Either they're like really playing their cards close to the chest, or there's footage that just like isn't done enough to string together a trailer. I don't really know what the angle is. So they released a extremely brief teaser some months ago that mostly acted as a title announcement. Before we knew it was called Digger, it was just untitled Tom Cruise Alejandro Iñárritu movie. Now it's called Digger. And then this week they released this it's a Tom Cruise career retrospective, and it is long. It is like 2.5 minutes of footage from other Tom Cruise movies in the past. And then it's like, get ready, Tom Cruise is Digger. And then you get like 25 seconds of new footage of Digger that still does not include a close-up on Tom Cruise's face and whatever makeup he has for this role.
You see him, but you don't get like what do you actually look like in this role? Yeah.
This is a bold move. This is Babe Ruth calling the shot before he hits the home run. As an Oscars race, like, I really follow the Oscars race, and moves like this are fascinating to me. So I'm like, strange. I love this simply for how much pocket sand it throws into the Oscars race this year.
Yeah. It felt like, oh, I'm gonna get the like, hey, remember to turn off motion smoothing on your local theater, or something like that, or like, hey, please make sure your cell phones are turned off. Like, that's what I was expecting as I started to see all of this stuff. Was not expecting it to be like, and everything that Tom Cruise has ever done has led up to this moment. Tom Cruise is Digger. And just what a bizarre, like, I don't think this did any favors for regular audiences. I think
have
this
no
is more
idea
catnip
what a normal audience would think about this.
The little bit that I saw something online before I even knew that this was a thing, and I didn't even put it together that I would see something like this to go see Supergirl. But I saw people online being like, what the fuck was that weird Tom Cruise ad?
Right, it is an ad like, for him, the man, essentially.
Just being completely confused and like turned off. Like, what is this? And this is stupid. And yeah, so like I think general audiences, this didn't hit. This didn't land. But for people like you, Melissa,
yes,
catnip,
direct for me,
right? Yeah, like
right.
Like,
this
what
shows
is
me
this?
the money.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then you also put something on here about trailer for the debut. I have not watched this one yet. I have not seen it.
Okay, do you? This I think might also be a newly released name for the movie. I knew the project. I did not know it by name before this.
Okay, then maybe you mentioned it on our like Rotten Tomatoes movie thing.
I don't know if I did. The debut is the new movie written and directed by Jesse Eisenberg. And this is about Julianne Moore plays this sort of mousy housewife who decides to try out for a community theater production. And Paul Giamatti is the director, and he fixates on her. And she's like, oh, I used to sing in the church choir, but like, I've never done anything like this before. And I'm kind of shy, but I'm going to give it a try. And he's like, there is greatness in you, and I will break you, and I will reforge you.
Amazing. Okay.
And I know that the play they are doing a musical. I think it's a fictional musical within this movie. And from what I've heard, it is not revealed in this trailer, but I think there are like musical numbers in it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like lots of sequences of Julianne Moore in character singing her feelings, or lots of scenes of Julianne Moore's the character off stage, like at home doing dishes, singing her feelings. I don't know, but it's very funny that earlier you were like, I can't see Jesse Eisenberg in a musical. Here he is. He's in one. He made it. He's doing it. And there's buzz about it.
I'm watching the trailer as you're speaking, and there's him.
You're
just
not
being
going
to her.
This looks like fun. I've enjoyed. I really enjoyed A Real Pain. I think that really impressed people. Jesse Eisenberg's last movie. And this also has a plot very similar to an episode of The Simpsons. Like, this is exactly a streetcar named Marge. And I'm thrilled to see it brought to the big screen.
This reminds me of Whiplash. But
yes, that's what people were saying. This is Whiplash for community theater.
Yeah.
Whiplash for moms.
Interesting. I'd be down to go watch that. That looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Yeah. Cool. Well, I hope I get to see that trailer on the big screen. I'll probably watch it with the sound on once we get off the podcast here. But to round out our pop culture lightning round, apparently there was some kind of like animation convention is not the right word, but like some prestigious animation festival or something happening because DC Comics announced a bunch of new stuff. They released a trailer for the first of 3 Batman Nightfall movies. This is the storyline where Bane breaks Batman's back and what happens thereafter. The trailer looked pretty good. I think reviews are actually already out, so that's dropping real soon. But people really liked it. It got like a 9 from IGN, which I normally don't agree with a lot of IGN's film stuff. They usually seem not in tune with the way that I think, but every once in a while there's something that's like, okay, I'll check it out. It looks like they're doing a series for Absolute Batman. This is a recent comic book, Batman, like alternate universe comic book. They've done this whole Absolute line of like reimaginings of the characters. It looks like that will get an animated series. They are doing a Joker anime called Joker Laugh Riot. So who knows what that means. And then Crypto is getting an animated series as well. So yeah. Season 6 of Invincible has also been officially confirmed, which I'm super excited about. And Gendy Tartakovsky announced that he's making a Conan the Barbarian cartoon for Cartoon Network, which I think will air on Amazon Prime, interestingly enough. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, especially after his show Primal. It was definitely kind of pulling on some similar stuff there. So looking forward to that. And last but not least, BD Wong has joined the cast of the Sex Criminals show, which cool. Cool. Indeed. I'm looking forward to that one. So there we go. That is it. Let's take a quick little fastest lap for F1. We just had a race this morning. Yeah. All right, we had the Austrian Grand Prix. Qualifying looked like this. Mostly boring until the last, 10 seconds when everything was just chaos. So it's not exactly the last 10 seconds, but right at the end of Q3, Max Verstappen crashes and wipes out. Leclerc manages to squeak past Hamilton to get P2, Hamilton was in P3, and George Russell manages to still get himself in pole position despite there being like a yellow flag out there, and he's immediately on the radio like, I lifted, I slowed, like I guarantee. And they looked at all the stuff, and apparently he did, which is fantastic that he even had to slow down for that lap that got him in pole position.
Impressive.
Yeah,
I
really
love
impressive.
that what you wrote down in our notes is George still manages pole, and I feel like that's one of those jokey, horny T-shirts, like plumbers do it with pipe. You know,
Yeah.
like, I manage
Drummers
pole.
hit it harder, bass players do it deeper, right? George still manages pole. Yeah, so that was like fascinating qualifying, which then just kind of led to a standard race. Wasn't bad, it was kind of uneventful.
We've had much crazier races recently. This one was it's too hot to get that weird.
Yeah.
It's hot. We're tired. Let's have a relatively normal one.
There's glory in all temperatures, Melissa. Keep that in mind. Yeah, to be honest, not much to report here with this race. Both Bottas and Perez were out super early. Bottas in like the first like couple laps was like, hey, my brakes are on fire. And then like that next lap, Perez was like, there's smoke in my cockpit here. So they were both out, unfortunately. Carlos Sainz goes out on lap 25, which brought out a virtual safety car. That was kind of the only other action in this race. George Russell won. Max Verstappen got P2. He was the only one that was kind of a surprise. I don't remember where he qualified, but he was up there. They were expecting to do good, but I don't know if they were expecting to do as good as P2. So
nice home showing.
Yeah, good for him there. This is the highest he has placed in a race so far this year. And then Kimi Antonelli got P3. So yeah, that was it. I didn't even look up what the next race is. Yeah, F1 schedule. Next is the British Grand Prix. It's Silverstone, Sunday, July 5th.
Okay.
So yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, this weekend.
I'll be there.
Cool. That is about it for our fastest lap. So, Melissa, we got to get to pulling up a chair.
Kyle, who are you inducting into our Hall of Chairs?
I'm going to put the actress that I mentioned earlier, Billy Boulette or Boulay. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. I will copy and paste this into our sheet here. Oh, wait, did it not? It didn't do the thing. Paste. Can I paste it? There we go. Thank you. Billy Boulay. She has not been in much. Though she is a British actress, so it might be Boulay. I don't know. Yeah, she hasn't been in much. She was in a show called The Worst Witch for 4 episodes. She was the main role in that. She was in A Small Light, in which she played Anne Frank. That was a mini series. Her film debut was a film called World Breaker that came out this year in 2026, and then she was in Man on Fire as one of the main roles. I loved her in that. She was fantastic.
Great.
Would love to see her get something down the road, and especially if like, hey, she. My default, I think, right now is like we don't know a lot about the X-Men and what that will look like. How young
what do you
are
see
they?
Her as like a Kitty Pryde?
Sure, I could see her as something like that. Actually, yeah, that I think would be perfect. I'm not sure if you looked her up to see what she looks like.
I have not,
but
I know what Anne Frank looks like.
Know what Anne Frank looks like. Let me pull her up on screen here. Yeah, I think she can make a good Kitty Pryde. Um, yeah, I don't know if that's what she would be interested in, but I would assume that any kind of filming for these next two Avengers movies, right, or like early introductions of X-Men stuff would be happening in those films. um and
Hmm.
maybe we could get a glimpse of like who these young
Right.
gifted youngsters are,
I'd love
and she'd be
us
a fresh
to
face.
really prediction max for these two movies and get very granular with, we predict this specific number of new X-Men castings will appear. Are we over or under 10?
There you go. Yeah. Who knows what we'll know by time we do our next Rotten Tomatoes thing at the
Mm.
end there.
My question for you, we're coming up on San Diego Comic-Con in a few
Mm-hmm.
weeks. Is Marvel confirmed to have a panel there or not?
I don't know. Is Marvel going to be at looks like as of well, I'm seeing from Reddit they're returning to Hall H.
Okay.
So I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm
maybe
seeing
then we'll
things
finally get this trailer that CinemaCon got to see months ago.
that would make sense. Yeah. Interesting.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
So
Cool.
I bring this up to introduce my prediction for a person that may appear somewhere in either Doomsday or Secret Wars.
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing Kevin Feige himself or the robot entity known as Kevin.
I was gonna say, is Kevin the new White Vision?
Kevin Feige, to my knowledge, never has had a cameo in any of these Marvel movies. He's never taken that. Maybe like he's been waiting for something big. Like, you know what? This is a really big milestone for us. I'll be in Secret Wars for a little bit. Yeah. Just make me like a generic like Nova Corps member or something.
God, I would love him to be not in like an embarrassing role, but in something that is slightly more just like, oh my goodness, you agreed to that. I would love him to be in like a Scream Queen moment where he just has to like
right. He plays like person driving truck when like Galactus stomps his foot down into the road or something. He's
just like some like scream. I just want him to
That'd
scream
be
and not
really
do
funny.
Right, not do the brain fart. My brain just died. What's his name? Did all the like rear window. No, not
Alfred
Stanley.
Hitchcock.
Hitchcock, thank you. Yeah, where like he just shows up in the background or will like hand a character something, right?
Give him a Hitchcock. I don't know if he can handle a full M. Night scaled role, but he could do a Hitchcock scale role.
I mean, he could, but I don't want a Hitchcock thing. That seems more normal. Like even Stan Lee had some stuff like that. I want them to do things that are just like slightly more embarrassing and fun. Right? Like you don't need a speaking line. You don't need to interact with but just scream. Just scream. and that be it. That's Kevin Feige screaming.
I would like that. Yes. Scream heard off camera, credited to Kevin Feige.
Put him on screen. Like I want to see him scream. Right. Kevin Feige. That's an interesting one. Yeah.
So Kevin Feige or the Kevin Feige robot with the little robot hat. Either.
Ooh, yeah. I would love to see this Kevin interact more with She-Hulk or with the like again fourth wall breaking Deadpool. Just something like that, being like, wait, you can see me? Like something like that.
He's hanging out with Uatu the Watcher.
Right, yeah. I was side note. I think a Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe thing would be really fun if they did the meta thing that She-Hulk did, where it was the like, here's the Disney Plus interface,
Yeah.
where he's like jumping into different movies and different scenes of the MCU. How they brought back Thor, not Ragnarok, but the second Thor, the Dark World.
Oh,
and
yes,
we got that
yes.
like alternate perspective, but like Deadpool killing the Marvel universe somehow like that. I think would be fun.
All
or
right.
even like an animated version of that would be fun. Anyways,
that's it. That's our whole episode.
There we go.
That's all the episode we got.
Let's wrap things up then. So, Melissa, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can email me at yourhostmelissa@gmail.com. Tell me your favorite temperature.
Indeed. If you want to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at thewhatnauts.com on Blue Sky, and we are at the Whatnauts official on Threads. So please go like, share, and subscribe. That would help us out a ton. If you want to stay up to date with me, I am at Yo Kyle Springer. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please go check us out there as well. That would help us out a ton. We got more videos on that side of the screen. You guys know what to do with all of that. This has been episode 14 of the Whatnauts. And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.